In this video, we want to create a user interface for our attendance list. The attendance list is the cornerstone, the main user interface of this application because it provides a list or the person doing the check-in or check-out should be able to greet attendance by facial recognition. And we've also included the name of the attendant and their email address, just so that if two people have the same name, hopefully they have different email address. And down the road, when we get to implementing a business logic, this is what each of the attendant in the list will have the option to check in, check out, edit, delete, and cancel. And when we are performing the action, we want to see the name of the person we're performing the action against, so we do not check in the wrong person. So that is what we will create in this video. Now, what makes this different is something called the custom row. For this is a standard list, and we've talked about that list is the cornerstone, is a staple in Android development. List is everywhere, and Android provides out-of-box support for list. If you go and do a Google search of Android list, actually let me just do Android lists only. So here's a bunch of lists of Android lists. It's a lot of them. Let's take a look at this one here. A listing against devices. Let's look at the next one. It's listing the operating system. These are just lists I found on the internet, nothing particular about them. Notice something. Each of them here provides a single a string in a line. That's all. If you need this kind of list, then your work is cut in half. You do not even need a custom adapter. You can use the standard or provided Android array list adapter to just accomplish this. And this will be the data source for this. I'm sure it's an array of strings. Now, Android provides a mechanism to display this. Android also provides a mechanism to display something like this. And Android provides out of the box, maybe not this one. Let me look for a different one. I thought I saw one with two lines. Android provides a mechanism to display something like this that have two items in a line. If you want to display a list like this, Android provides a layout for this, for two lines in a row. But if you want to display something like this, let me pick this one. I don't know what this is. Again, I don't know what they are. I'm just using them as an example, something out on the internet. A list like this that shows the face of a person and some information about them to the right, that's provided by a custom row. Something like this is provided by a custom row. So when you need a list of items and those lists is customized like ours here, you need a custom row. So what that means is each attendant here has a row, an XML layout file defining this. So in that XML layout file, there will be an element to be a placeholder for an image, an element to be a placeholder for a name and an email address. And we programmatically change the background color to blue or white just to make sure to provide a visual separation of the list. So with that background information, let's go to Android Studio to add the layout, the custom row file that will define the user interface for this. So we do new a layout resource and we'll call it attendance list row. I bet that's descriptive enough. And this come up, let's expand this into the text and let's collapse this so we can have maximum visual screen. The first item we want to add in this layout is, let's look at the image again, the circle image. So let's add the circle image, and we are using the library that we pulled in the dependency a while ago. So we come here and say, here, this image view, circle image view, this is where we will display the image, and we give it a width of 70 dp, device independent pixel, and we give it the same height, effectively making it a square. But this library, which is a circle image view, which is a customized Android image view that this entity, I think it's a person or a company, implemented a customized image view to become a circle instead of a square. That's how we achieve this, instead of a square. So now we give it make it a square, and this library turns that into a circle, and we provide a margin of 10 dp. That's what you notice here. You see 10 dp. 10 dp is actually 20 because this one has also its own margin, but 10 dp right around so that the image is not brushing against the edge of the screen. So that's how we add this. Now we have other siblings to this image, which is an email address and a name. We will not actually put this directly to the root of the layout. We can instead put them in another linear layout. So we have a linear layout, which is a direct child to the root linear layout and a direct sibling to the image view. Let's go ahead and collapse these two child of this linear layout. So this linear layout have a width of 0. So it have a width of 0 dp. Now how does it get its width? We use the weight and say you take the whole weight. Your weight is number 1. Since this guy does not have any weight, what the renderer will do is it will allocate 70 dp in weight to this image library and essentially give the remaining weight to this linear layout. And the height is wrapped content, the height of this linear layout. And we want to make it central, and the orientation is vertical because it have a email, which is a text view, and another text view, which is a name. Both of them are stacked up vertically. That is what we achieve by saying that the orientation of this linear layout is vertical. And then we also give it its own 10 dp of margin. That is why you achieve what we see here. So you have a 20 dp in between this, but it maintains the same level of space between inside the parent layout, so that neither of these two widgets are brushing up against the screen. So that's what we achieve by giving it 10 dp. So that is a linear layout that is the root, that is the child of the root layout. Now this linear layout have two childs, and those are just text view, name and email. And you already know that we will use find view by ID to make a programmatic reference to this, and during runtime for each attendance we will swap out their name to be the test for each of these test view, and we just say the width match parent. Their width will match the parent, and their height will be wrap content. That is the custom view that we use, the custom row that we use to achieve the layout for each row in this list. The custom row by itself does not have much power. What brings out the power of this is the adapter, and we'll take a look at the adapter next.